This is Paiement. Dumps it in. Robinson has to go back. That's something the Rangers did very well in their two earlier series, was force the defense to go back. One shot to the point. The rebound is right on. It's in the net. The Rangers have banged it in. Will Paiement will get the goal.
Kordic is pointing at the net and then nodding his head. But I think it's going to be in, Jigs. And I don't know if that darn thing was in first or it got in at the last minute. It was bounced around like a pinball. Watch on the replay. The save there. There's the rebound off the blocker, off of Paiment's body. It did not go in right away. It hit the goalpost, hit the back of Patrick Roy, and then bounced over the line. Now watch this thing. Off the blocker, off Paiment's body, on the post, bounce up, and somehow finally ended up inside the goalpost. What a crazy goal.
Well, he also grew up in San Diego, went to Wisconsin. The Badgers checked at center ice. Jaslin pokes it to the corner. Well, there around the boards. Chelios with it on the right side. A shot blocked by Van Beesbroek. Here's Bobby Smith from behind the net. He scores! Put it right off the pads of Van Beesbroek, and it's tied 1-1. Tommy Laidlaw dumps it into center ice. Ingron, the Montreal defense, played it off the boards for Nilan. Rangers doing a better checking job in this opening period tonight. You just saw it right there. Gave it to Laidlaw. The pass went off the skates of Maloney. Laidlaw gets loose here on the right side, and Ludwig caught up with him. Goodland and Osborne bumped together. And over comes Maloney to lay a hit.
Penalty too.
And it will result in a penalty as John Kordic calls it for roughing.
So it's not Maloney that gets the penalty. It's number 39, Brian Strudland. Don Maloney came charging in right there. So he's calling Strudland for retaliating.
Eriksson into forecheck for Montreal. He's out there with Miller and Allison, but now Strudland has come into the Rangers zone. Drop pass, McPhee shot tipped by Allison and on into the seats. Little pushing and shoving after the whistle, and you might know that number 30 would be in it somewhere.
Chris Nilan the other night was pretty quiet, and I understand that general manager of the Canadiens, Serge Savard, told him after game one, how about playing with those eggs in your pocket out there? Get out there and hit somebody, because that is Nilan's game. He loves to be in the middle of all that activity. Had a pretty good year offensively the last couple of years. He scored some big goals for Montreal.
Now he's going to dangle a few participles and delay this just a little bit more. We're down to a minute and 19 seconds remaining in the opening period. Chris Nilan out of Boston Northeastern University became a goal scorer a couple of seasons ago. Here's what led to this. Hello.
Big Shell Samuelson, 6'5", 6'6".
McPhee can't get out of there. Here's Osborne trying to get around Brian Strudland. They go to the boards together. Don Maloney trying to jab the puck loose, gets knocked down by Ludwig. McPhee will pick it up. 34-year-old Larry Robinson up the left side for Bob Gainey. Has to chase a loose puck. That's the right wing. Marks just inside the line. Gave it to Robinson. He shoots. Kicks out the rebound. It's banged in by Carbonneau. And the Canadiens are up 2-1. Just over 6 minutes gone here in the second period. John Eriksson, checked by Carbonneau, took a hard hit, and Carbonneau has been hurt. Carbonneau, winded, is down on the ice in front of the New York Ranger players' bench area. It appears to be okay. He took a wicked hit, a good clean hit. Here to have his head down at the time, and is obviously shaken up. Training staff out to attend to him. I think he's going to be all right, Mickey.
A little cut on the chin, I believe.
Carbonneau has gone to the Montreal dressing room for some stitches, obviously.
Let's have a look and see what happened. He might have got clipped right there, Jigs. Yes, he did.
That's what
you
happened.
See his head go down just a little bit. He got clipped with a bit of a slash underneath that face mask and on the chin. There you see it.
Yeah, the stick came up and then the hit.
No penalty on the play.
Goes puck for Richer. Centers it out in front, and Maloney has cleared it into the center ice area. Chelios shoots it in for the Canadiens, and this is James Patrick.
Penalties coming up here, and McPhee and Nilan. They've been threatening to go at each other, and here they go. Oh, it's Kordic.
It's Kordic.
Yeah, excuse me.
Kordic getting a rare appearance on the ice here, a cameo role, and he's making it into a full-blown how do you do as he and McPhee are not too happy with one another.
Well, Kordic has the reputation of a fighter, and McPhee also for the Rangers can handle himself. He's not a big man, but he is tough in the clinches. So Kordic heads over, and McPhee will follow. Kordic at 227 minutes.
McPhee took a couple of fists from Kordic, and he's unhappy with linesman Leon Stickle. He felt he was at the mercy, obviously, of the Montreal player Kordic. And the Rangers have dumped it into center ice. Green gives it to Lemieux. Got it in off the boards. Here's a play for McPhee. Scores!
Doug Harvey, and boy, you can go down the line. So many all-stars, Hall of Famers out of the Canadian organization. Spoke with Toe Blake before the hockey game. Penalty coming up here to the Rangers.
Well, McPhee has returned from the dressing room, but he didn't have proper directions to the penalty box. He skated right toward the Montreal players' bench.
Yeah, right.
And said something to Kordic as he went down the ice. And
I thought Koharski was going to call another penalty.
Kordic looking at him.
You didn't get enough the first time. We'll do it again anytime.
Well, they come on past the Pierre LaRouche. He comes over the line. The puck's knocked away from him. Patrick couldn't move in time. And here's a break for Lemieux. Down right wing with one man back. Lemieux shot. He scores! Claude Lemieux. Very disappointed young man at training camp when he was told he would not be starting the season in Montreal. But he's here in the playoffs and has made a name for himself.
Ooh, there's a slash penalty coming up against Montreal. You can hear that lumber all the way up here.
Aslan gets the gate for slashing. There he is. And here's the slash.
Pretty good two-hander by little Matt.
Allison unable to pick up the puck at center. Guy Carbonneau takes the turn. Here's another guy who can fly. Carbonneau comes in on the right side. Got the puck back and his shot is blocked. He scores on the rebound. Carbonneau, a short-handed goal. So the final 10 seconds tick off in the period. The Rangers still with a man advantage. A loose puck, and they got help at the defense as it was cleared. Brook with a shot. Wow, the save.
Whistle right off the bat. You know, Canadians are such a tight checking team. You know, they sat in there in between periods and said, okay, boys, we've got enough goals. That's all we need. We can win the game right now. Let's just play a nice tight period of hockey and pack it in for the night. Head for New York for Monday night.
You know they're not planning a Sunday picnic with that conference going on in front of the Ranger bench. A little pushing and shoving. Paiement and Nilan and Nilan exchange a few derogatory comments, no doubt. Over the season, at a record of 5 wins, 12 losses, and a tie, and a 3.33 goals against average. Now Montreal offside, and Nilan and Paiement meet once more.
There they go.
There we go.
Well, Nilan's going to get rid of those eggs, that's for sure.
The bad blood here is not so much the Ranger-Montreal series as it is a throwback to the Quebec-Montreal series of a year ago. When Paiement was with Quebec, Nilan, of course, was the enforcer here in Montreal. Think back, Quebec won that series and advanced to meet the Philadelphia Flyers in the conference final. Paiement, a tough guy, acquired by the Rangers late in the season, came from Quebec with an injury. And now we'll get some penalties from referee Don Koharski once Leon Stickle and Ron Finn can get them pulled apart.
It's like trying to get a guy's attention and they ignore you. Koharski twice said, okay, boys, let's go. Nobody followed, so he had to go back.
After losing the opening game here, they knew what they had done wrong. Tonight, they've done several other things wrong. McClellan into the Montreal end of the ice, picks up the puck again, works it back of the goal. It's in and out of some skates. Now tied up. Allison is there. So is McClellan. McClellan out of Bowling Green takes a little push from Ludwig. Ended up down on the ice, and again, the line's going to have to come in.
It's almost like you'd like to see the Rangers get mad, because they should be mad at the way they're playing. But sometimes it's not a case of what you're doing wrong. If you don't skate in the game of hockey, you're not going to win many games. And not very many things good happen when you don't have the skating legs going.
Well, and in deep conversation now. Gave it to Miller. He's over the line. Goes to the right side. In along the boards it goes. LaRouche back to the point. Rutsalainen shot. Glove save. They bang it in. Paiement. After it came off the glove of Roy. Power play goal. Here's a chance for Don Maloney. Two Canadiens hustle back in defense. It's Maloney parks just inside the line, and his pass is off the stick of Lemieux. He is hacked at, and Huber comes up with the puck, shoots it down the ice. Aslan ties up Huber. Now Lemieux runs into him in front of the bench as we watch the play start out of the Montreal end of the ice. Canadiens have been able to do nothing with the power play tonight. Now Chelios moves in deep, and so much for that. Chelios off his skates in behind Hanlon, and it's 6-2.
Oh, a short side goal by Chelios. Now watch Chelios go. He puts on the gas right here. I think it's Huber falls down, and look, you wonder where's the room. He actually fanned on the shot. And look at him, looks down. He says, how did my foot ever come off that goal post?
Don Maloney gets over the Montreal line. Tried to get around Chelios and had to dump it into the corner. Robinson ties up Osborne. Some pushing going on, and there will be a penalty against the Rangers. Kordic, a long shot. That's well wide of the net. Comes up the wing, and as Bob Brook touches up, we get the penalty call against Osborne. He and Robinson just now separating, but only one penalty was the initial call from referee Don Koharski. It is time to select our Hartford Insurance Player of the Game. Really not a whole lot of question about this one, Mickey.
No, Guy Carbonneau is our Hartford Insurance Player of the Game.
Well, a lot of the Rangers were predicting a 6-game series. Now they put themselves in a position of having to win 4 in a row if they're to do that. And the Canadiens have defeated the New York Rangers 6-2. Third period is all even at a goal apiece. The Canadiens outshoot the Rangers 32-21 in the night. And the final score is Montreal 6, the New York Rangers 2.